Good morning, Colts. This is Miss Romero. Welcome back to First Chapter Fridays. I'm so excited, as always, to introduce a book that is not only a Bluebonnet Award nominee, but it is also a Bura Pelpre Award winner. The Bura Pelpre Award is given to a book that recognizes a Latino experience. So it is usually awarded to a excellent portrayal of the Latino experience in children's literature. The poet is David Bowles, and he did write about his own experience growing up on a border town. So a lot of us can relate because we live on a border town. The protagonist in this book is actually a 12-year-old Chicano border kid entering the 7th grade. It's perfect for you middle schoolers, but even you younger ones can relate to it. He's super smart. He's a poet. He likes to read. And the thing about him is he's actually, güerito. He is kind of like his idol, who is Saul Canelo Alvarez, and he's a Mexican boxer. So he looks a lot like him in that cinnamon toned color skinned that, even though he doesn't look Mexican, he's puro Mexicano. So it's pretty interesting. I'm going to read the first couple of poems. I hope you enjoy it. It does celebrate the the binationalism, the dual cultures, things that make you who you are, and I hope that you can connect to it. So, They Call Me Güero by David Bowles. And the artist is actually a local artist. He is Vicky Peña. He lives in El Paso, so it's very, very interesting to see a book that has that the cover art is illustrated by a local artist. So if you're interested, look into that. They Call Me Güero. First poem, and it is written in poems. I did have to tell you. It smells so good too. This is what we call a book written in verse because it tells a story through a series of narrative poems. So it tells a narrative. Remember, a narrative tells a story. So it does tell a story through a series of poems. Border Kid. It's fun to be a border kid, to wake up early Saturdays and cross a bridge to Mexico with my dad. The town's like a mirror twin of our own, with Spanish spoken everywhere just the same, but English mostly missing till it pops up like grains of sugar on a chili pepper. We have breakfast in our favorite restaurant. Dad sips café de olla while I drink chocolate. Then we walk down uneven sidewalks, chatting with strangers and friends in both languages. Later, we load our car with Mexican Cokes and Hoya, avocados and cheese, tasty reminders of our roots. Waiting in line at the bridge, though, my smile fades. The border fence stands, tall and ugly, invading the carrizo at the river's edge. Dad sees me staring, puts his hand on my shoulder. Don't worry, mijo. You're a border kid, a foot on either bank. Your ancestors crossed this river 1,000 times. No wall, no matter how tall, can stop your heritage from flowing forever, like the Rio Grande itself. Next poem, Borderlands. 60 miles wide on either side of the river, my people's home stretches from gulf to mountain pass. These borderlands strip a frontier, home of hardy plants, the thorn forest with its black willows, Texas ebony, mesquite, hisachi, and Brazil. Transplanted fields of corn and onion, sorghum and sugarcane. Foreign orchards of ruby red grapefruit, white with flowers, native brush, rainbow bright with purple sage, rock rose, manzanilla, and hackberry fruit. Beyond its edges spreads the wild desert, harsh and lovely, like a barrel cactus in sunny bloom. Next poem, Checkpoint. On our road trip to San Antonio for shopping and Six Flags, Dad slows the car as we approach the checkpoint. All those border patrol in their green uniforms, guns on their belts. Mom clutches los papeles, our passports, her green card. She's from Mexico, a resident, not a citizen, by her own choice. At the checkpoint, a giant German shepherd sniffs the tires as the agents ask questions, inspect our trunk. My little brother squeezes my hand, afraid. My rebel sister nods and says her yes sirs, but I can tell she's mad, the way her eyes get. We're innocent, sure, but our hearts beat fast. We've heard stories, bad stories. A cold nod, and we're waved along. Allowed to leave the borderlands, made a limbo by the uncaring laws of people a long way away who don't know us. A quarantine zone between white and brown. I feel angry just like my sister, but I hold it tight inside. We just don't understand why we have to prove every time that we belong in our own country where our mother gave birth to us. Dad, like he can feel the bad vibes coming from the backseat, tells us to chill. It won't always be like this, he says. But it's up to us to make the change. Especially los jóvenes, you and your friends. Eyes peeled, stay frosty. Learn and teach the truth right now. What matters is San Antonio. We'll take your mom shopping, go swimming in the Texas-shaped pool, and eat a big dinner at Tito's. Order anything you want. And he slides his favorite CD into the battered radio. Los Tigres del Norte start belting out La Puerta Negra. Pero ni la puerta ni 100 candados van a poder detenerme. Not the door, not 100 locks. My dad, he always knows the right song. And those are the first 3 poems of this amazing book called They Call Me Güero. It is on Mac and Via, and I hope that you will all take advantage of it. Thank you.